Hello and welcome back to Action Toon Bros, episode 18.
Heck yeah.
This is Ben Sturgeon.
And this is Matthew Lewis.
And today we are going to start on the season premiere and 2 episodes after that of season 3 of Legend of Korra.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, we have been on a trip. We've seen bioterrorism with being anti-bending. We saw kaiju-sized monster fights. What could possibly happen here?
Violent arguments with our guests about how portals work.
We don't speak of that.
Yeah, that's probably the last episode you heard. It's that long one.
Oh my goodness. Woo. But this time we're going to start out new. We're going to start out fresh. Hopefully like our heroes in this first episode, A Breath of Fresh Air.
Oh yeah. Also, but we see the season title in a second after we get the little intro.
Yep.
After the last time, that is.
Yep. And speaking of which, good old Shiro it tells us that the world is in a new age. And 2 weeks after all of that happened, Republic City is still recovering from their battle with Korra and first time name dropped, Unavatu.
Yep, Unavatu finally officially named in the show.
And of course, vines are all over, as well as spirits are. Spirits are calling the vines home. So what other changes is Republic City going? And that's when we get the title card.
Yep, book 4?
3. It's season 3.
Oh, season 3, but I was saying book. Is it book 4 or book?
It's book 3.
It's still book 3. Okay,
Yeah.
I couldn't remember because after the cycle continued.
Yeah, book 1 is air. Book 2 is spirits.
Okay.
Book 3 is
change.
Thank you, because I actually couldn't remember that.
No, I wasn't curious. I forgot for a second if the book's numbers continued like that, like the titles did.
They do. It's 1, 2, and 3, and 4.
No, I mean from the last season, from last series with the Aang's Book of Water.
Fire. Like in Korra.
Yeah,
it's still book 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah, they said I wasn't sure. Air Temple Island, right?
Yep, we start off at Air Temple Island, where we see Boomy is chasing Boomju.
No,
and of course he's like, I'm sorry. Are you mad because of the sweater I knitted for you? I'm like, oh my goodness. You've become that crazy bunny, sir.
Sir.
And of course, he's on a branch, like, trying to get to Boomju, like, oh, please, I'm sorry, please come back. And what should happen? But it breaks, and Boomy is falling down.
Yeah.
Boomju goes to help him, and of course to no avail, because it's Boomju. He's a tiny bunny spirit.
Dragonfly bunny, you remember
it? And of course, Boomy's like, oh no, and shoots air out of his hands and saves himself. Wait, what?
Cushions himself with airbending.
What? Okay, no. Time out. I have to stop. Boomy.
Yeah.
Mr. I'm not a bender, but I'm better than other benders.
Yeah.
He airbends.
Yep, just airbended just now, and it is insane.
We are only 5 minutes into the actual episode.
I was like 5 minutes, probably like 2 or 3 minutes into the show.
You're right. So, look, either way, we are not even remotely close to being inside this episode, and already things are going off the handle.
Yep.
Anyway.
Tenzin, Korra, Jinora, and a bunch of spirits are walking through the vines of the city.
And of course, they're trying to clear the vines as well, but as soon as Korra clears them, they just instantly come right back.
They regrow every time, and Jinora doesn't want to get rid of them. She's like, what's wrong? They love the spirits, love them, why not?
Of course, Korra's like, yeah, the spirits like them, but what about, it points to a building that used to have people in it, but now has vines. It's like, but what about the people living in the buildings?
Yeah, what are they where are they supposed to live now?
And who should come up with the most rational individual ever? President Raiko.
Yep.
He's, of course...
before that, we see Korra laments having to give a press conference about the vines and her not being able to solve them, right?
Right. Oh, yeah, that's right. Because she's like, I don't have an answer for this. And, of course, they're going to expect an answer out of me.
Yep, at this crazy press conference. This is when we see the press aggressively blaming Raiko and Korra for the vines and spirits.
This is the one thing that really made me raise an eyebrow, because President Raiko is questioned about if he's aware that his approval rate is as low as the Avatars.
Yeah,
as low, meaning, dude, she saved their city and the world Twice.
Yeah, but the city's full of vines and my home's destroyed and my kids have nowhere to live. It's bad.
Like, oh my goodness,
it's still bad, but they suck, but it's still bad. But yeah, they're aggressively blaming them for that. And
of course, Raiko's like...
Yeah, the OC has been a couple of weeks also. Like,
yeah, because even the announcer said it's been 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But anyway, Raiko's like, now settle down, we're going to do everything that we can.
Yeah, he tries to pass the blame off on Korra, but she rightfully tells him she saved the city from a giant kaiju man.
Like, pretty much. And of course, he's like, what were you doing?
Yeah, Raiko, I wish we had some help. And then this is when Lin breaks them up.
Yeah, he's just like, all right, go to your separate corners.
I love seeing
And of course, Korra is extremely saddened by this. And of course, Asami's like, hey, it's all going to be good, buddy.
Asami comforts her and tells her that people are just upset and it's not really her fault. It's really, just like, come on, be chill.
And then we get to Air Temple Island with one of my favorite scenes.
Yeah.
Boomy is surprised and shocked because of what just happened to him.
Yeah, he runs in and is just like,
he starts telling everyone, he's like, guys, I can airbend. And everyone's just like, that's Boomy for you. And Boomy's like, dude, I'm serious. I can totally do it. And of course, he's proceeding to be like, whoo.
Yeah, just throwing his hands out, nothing's happening.
And of course, Tenzin's like, dude, stop. You're not an airbender.
Yeah, and Iki is just like, sounds like crazy, and everyone's just like, you're so dumb.
Yep. But then we go to dinner time, where Boomy is still flailing his arms around.
Yeah, Boomy's just like, gives a fast retelling of the story. Like, I was sitting there on the branch, and then I tried to give Boomji the sweater, and he didn't like it, and it's
and then,
great.
Of course, Korra and Asami appear, with a bull-in as well. But Mako isn't there because he's literally living at the police station.
That's cool finding out that Bolin's living with them because their apartment was destroyed.
Right. And of course Mako's like, yeah, I'm not going to live with you guys.
Also, he's like, I love this. So you guys are like a sitcom. You're like, you got the wacky uncle and the crazy energetic kids and the put upon mother. It's very funny. It's a whole like sitcom scene.
Speaking of crazy uncles, Boomy comes to a certain conclusion. He's like, wait a minute. I was able to airbend when I was near death. Maybe I have to be in danger. Milo takes this opportunity to take a plate or a bowl.
He's like,
uncle. Think fast. Throws it, and instantly, Boomy goes to shield himself, and what should happen? Air comes out of his hands.
Catches it with air.
Yep, and everyone, especially Tenzin, is just like...
Yeah, everyone's like shocked anime faces. Everyone's shocked anime faces all over the place.
But... we cut to...
Oh, it also says, I can't wait to tell Katara. And I was just like, oh.
I know, right?
I got so sad.
Like, yeah.
I was so sad. I was like, oh, it's so... Yeah, he's got to go tell her.
And then we cut to the police station where Mako gets a call.
He's sleeping under his desk at work because he's not at home. It's very funny. He has someone to go to Airport Temple Island because he broke up with Korra. It's all very funny.
Yeah, it's all kind of silly, actually. But
guys telling him, like, oh, my brother just airbendered in my store. It's crazy. And
he's just like, calm down, okay,
sir. What are you talking about?
I'm on my way. And so when he gets there, he finds out that the shopkeeper's brother really can. He's holding himself up, and he's freaking out because he was never able to airbend.
Yeah, he accidentally airbends a giant door into Mako.
And he's even like, I'm sorry, and like runs away. And even Mako's like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's like, what the heck is going on? Boomy is back on Air Temple Island practicing.
And failing.
They think it's because of the spirit world connecting to the real world. And
all about that great
what could possibly be this? Yeah, it's great. Lin and Mako show up, and they are like, what's Boomy doing? He's just fighting an invisible spirit monster or something, and like, he's trying to airbend because he can airbend now.
And everyone's just like, I'm sorry?
Yeah, it's really great.
Yeah, and of course,
Lin and Mako tell them, like, there's another guy in our town.
Yep, there's another guy we've actually been getting some reports of other people doing this.
Yeah.
And they're like, wait, what? And of course, Korra's like, hey, you can... we can help you and stuff like that, and you can also, I don't know, maybe live here on Air Temple Island. But Mako goes into immediate, like, police officer business.
And that was very funny. Yeah, Korra's, like, trying to, like, be very... But Mako's being super awkward. He's like, no, and then Tenzin's just, like, nopes out, like, oh, God.
Yeah,
he's like,
even
nope,
Tenzin's
I'm out of your face.
Nope.
I'm getting out of your face. It's really funny. He slides away from him, like, oh, God, not this relationship drama again.
Kind of reminded me of when Pam was like, Mako, Asami, I'm going to leave you two here. And she had, like, that face.
Yeah, getting out of here. They're putting their drama in front of that family all the time. Mako still refuses to stay on the island, and it's a very, very awkward way possible. Like, ma'ams, he, like, salutes Asami and Korra and kind of, like, leaves awkwardly. And they're just like, God, what a weirdo.
And then we cut to actually Republic City, where Asami makes the mistake, or not the mistake, of teaching Korra how to drive.
Yeah, Sami and Korra are going to vigilante once again to find that airbender.
Yep, and of course, as Korra is learning how to drive and actually starts picking up on it a little bit.
Yeah.
She actually brings up Mako and how he's been acting really super weird. And Asami's like, yeah, you do know I know about the kiss, right?
Yeah.
And of course, Korra freaks out, but she's like, dude, relax, it's fine. Oh, no. That's right, because Korra's like, yeah, I mean, I totally did that too.
They share their cheating history with Mako, and it's very funny. They're like, this is great.
They pretty much have a
they're
good
both totally
time.
over, and they're just like, they're glad they're friends. Like, yeah, come on, you guys are great. It's very cool, chill moment with them.
Yeah, and then of course,
And of course, Korra almost crashes into a vine.
Yep. And then she has an argument with the spirit.
Yeah,
it's like,
a porcupine spirit.
Yeah, what are you doing with my house?
Yeah, chastises her about the spirits and vines, and she's like,
that's right, because the spirit mentioned something about spirits and vines being the same, but apparently the Avatar doesn't know that.
Yeah, she's very dumb.
Like, wait, I think I might have an idea, but I need water.
Yep, Tenzin is meditating and tells his father of all the new airbenders.
Yep, about the growth of the airbenders, and mentions that his kids, who, and then of course mentions to his kids, who also ask Boomy about, if this means all the airbenders are going to be like their brothers and sisters.
Before that, he says this is going to be the first time there were airbenders, a new airbender in 170 years.
Oh, yeah, there's a big drop right there.
Aang would have been approximately 69 or so when he died.
Yep.
Or 100 says whatever, because the whole frozen thing.
Well, right.
Tenzin, tells the kids that all the airbenders are their family now, and they need to take care of them, and they should be ready for them to move in, even though they don't want to take up their space and all. That's a very funny, cute scene.
It is.
Milo wants an army.
Yep, Milo wants his own army.
And Tenzin just wants to fill the temple again. It's a very cute and teary scene of them just being like, oh, we're so happy.
Yeah, it is a very cute scene.
It's very, very adorable.
But now we cut back to Korra with her idea as that beautiful man who's the greatest president in the world. I'm sorry, in this episode, I really despise the man.
Yeah, well, Rekko's never been good. He's been exclusively in her way or bad or counterintuitive to their plans all the time.
Well, anyway, as he pops up and is like, oh yeah, what are you gonna do now? Korra tries to use that weird spirit bending technique.
Yeah, he tells her she tells her that she has a scheme when he brings the whole press conference there to see her attempt to solve this like a real jerk. And then, of course,
it works for 5 seconds.
Yeah, and then they come back even stronger and actually tear down the building.
Yeah. But fortunately, as the building's getting torn down, everyone, thanks to Korra and I think something else, but everyone's out safely at least.
They evacuate the building with some help from the police and stuff like that.
And of course, Korra, back at Air Temple Island, she starts questioning herself whether this was actually a bad idea, doing the whole not being a bridge thing.
Yeah,
but Tenzin's
also having difficulty contacting the spirit world after all that crazy business. She
right.
And Tenzin tells her that her job is to bring balance, not to worry about what people think.
Yeah,
it's a very good
honestly
message for her.
Good, bad. It's all a point of view kind of thing.
Yeah, and don't worry about people. You need to bring balance, and if spirits need to be here and they need to be balanced, then they need to be balanced. And sorry for the people who get hurt by it. It's really cool, really good thing.
Yeah,
Mako and the cops. Yep.
But Bolin walks in. It says, "Hey, Mako and the police they found that airbending dude."
Yeah.
And then of course, we're at a bridge where the airbender guy is up really high up and he can't move because he's scared stiff, and he's also afraid that he's just gonna airbend and hurt people.
Yeah, Mako and the cops have the whole thing surrounded, or the metal bending cops have them surrounded.
Yep, and then
he keeps accidentally airbending the cops away, but they keep catching themselves with their earth bending tethers and stuff. It's very, very cool.
And then of course Korra, goes up to the guy and actually just talks to the guy, just kind of chill.
Speech and calms him down. It's very, very cool.
And the guy's like, you know what? Okay, I'll join you. Goes to go towards her, but trips and falls.
Yeah.
And then of course Korra saves him.
Yeah, Korra saves him and introduces him to Tenzin.
Yes, and everyone's like, yeah, this is great. And Raiko's like, no, this isn't good because blah, blah, blah.
I also forgot
blah,
that the guy shits himself, or poops himself. What kind of cusses?
Yeah.
He poops himself, and it's very funny. He's like, I need new pants for what had just happened.
Right.
She finally, Raiko's being annoying and burdened, but then she stands up to Raiko and regarding the vines says, they are here to stay. So deal with it. And then,
and then of course he's like, well, that means you're not staying, so deal with that. And Korra's like, fine. I was actually planning on leaving anyway.
Yep, he bans her from the city, and she is going to start a new mission.
Yep.
Find the new airbenders of the world.
Pretty much. And of course Tenzin's like, wait, you're going to find the new airbenders? And she's like, yeah. He goes, I'm coming with you.
Yeah, starting the new mission for the season. Finding those airbenders.
And now, of course, he's like, yeah, with all these new airbenders, I wonder who we're going to meet. Cut to... in like
some giant
extendo
spiky
bridge
horrible.
kind of
I said a giant horribly spiky bridge goes to a plateau.
Yeah, it goes to like a plateau with like a stone prison, and there's a man here.
We see White Lotus members.
Oh yeah, White Lotus members are coming over with like a meal or something.
Yeah,
like
they're
that.
bending the huge cell.
And of course, we find out that there's a man here whom they call Zaheer. And of course, he's like, they're talking like, hey, Zaheer, how's it feel like being in this prison? And Zaheer mentions this air guru named Lahima and about his poetry. And about his
becoming
poetry.
Untethered to the earth. Remember that, untethered to the earth. Ben, you remember that as well.
Trust me, I was
earth.
actually gonna get there, but now that you said that,
that specific wording is very important.
But see, I was gonna say. Well, he mentions, speaking of being untethered to the earth, he actually mentions, this Zaheer guy mentions that the Northern Air Temple 4,000 years ago unlocked the secret of weightlessness and pretty much how Lahima lived his life never touching the ground.
Yeah.
Again, untethered to the world. Remember that.
Remember that, everybody.
And apparently...
Also, I was going to say... the voice actor, Henry Rollins, who I know from, we might know him from Mad Stan from Batman Beyond, but also he's a singer in a big band called Black Flag. He's a lead singer. He's a rock singer, yeah. Huh. But also, Def Jam Fight for New York is where I best know him from, because as everyone in that was playing themselves, all the rappers and stuff in that were playing themselves, he was the main gym trainer in that. He played himself, and he was just really cool. But also Sons of Anarchy, where he plays a crazy prison dude who's really badass. He's a great actor, and I love him in a bunch of stuff. He's a really crazy dude. He's like an extreme.
Right. But now, as Zaheer mentions this whole weightlessness and all this stuff, being untethered to the world,
I don't know if you guys remember it or not.
We're gonna push that one. Zaheer, escapes from prison using his newfound airbending abilities.
Yeah, he violently just takes out these dudes with airbending, and it is so
and
cool.
he locks the rest of the White Lotus guys at that moment.
Yeah, he takes out all the White Lotus who are like, there's a waterbender, an earthbender, I don't know if there's a firebender or
not. There was a whole bunch of them, but he literally imprisons them and is like, looks like you're gonna have to be here. I hope that you're gonna live long enough to not see the next changing of the guard.
Yeah, it's in 3 weeks, and they have a single bowl of rice, and he busts it in there.
And he also swears that this will be the end of not only the Lotus,
the White Lotus,
but the Avatar.
The White Lotus. We have to specify that. I'm trying not to spoil nothing, but this will be the end of the White Lotus, and soon the Avatar as he airbends down,
flies away with his airbending, and that is where the first of many episodes ends.
Dude, I am so happy this popped off immediately. Now, dude, what did you think when you saw Zaheer and he just started talking and started doing his stuff?
I wanted to know what Zaheer was, because he had some, ominous kind of speech. I'm like, okay, he's intelligent, which for a villain is bad, because that means he can actually be a very good villain.
Yep.
Then all of a sudden he started bending, and I'm like, oh no. But before he started bending, he mentioned something. He just randomly mentions about how there are some airbenders who never had to touch the ground. I'm like, why is this important?
Yeah.
And then he did all of that thing. I'm like, I don't know, but I don't like this at all. Zaheer is probably going to be one of my favorites.
Oh, he is gonna. Well, dude, not just him, but it's so good to see aggressive airbending finally being used like that so extremely, and he is just kicking so much butt. And also, talking about a Guru Lahiman, it's like just so like. It's like immediately like really cool and deep and crazy seeming. It's a really, really good turn for him.
See, I just thought he was a psychopath because psychopathic characters are able to like sit in a cell and spout off philosophical things like that. Only in this case, it's probably not philosophical because like the important thing we keep beating into our viewers' heads. Oh my goodness!
It's gonna be. I am so ready for the season. And I'm curious what your reaction was at the end of that. Just like what the deal with this dude was. Yeah.
Oh my goodness! Like, I when the episode ended, I had to pause and I just had to, for the first time in a while, I had to process what just happened because. I was slightly surprised because he seemed like he was a non-bender who got bending. Okay, but in this entire episode, they were revealing that people can do this now.
Yeah.
So, I'm like, okay, so he got new bending. All right. And then all of that weird philosophical stuff, all of that him being amazing and like as if he knew how to bend.
Yeah.
That might be an important thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
But, and then the very last words he says had something to do about him being against the Avatar.
The White Lotus.
Yeah, and the White Lotus, yes.
It's not been important since the first episode of the first season.
Seriously. But then which made my brain twist a little bit, saying, okay, who is this man? Yes, I know his name is
Zaheer.
Zaheer. But who is he?
Also, what's with this Guru Lahima stuff?
Right. Bizarre. Well, yeah, this so many questions, but then again, it's the first episode of season 3. There's gonna be a lot of questions that need answered.
Oh yeah.
And speaking of a lot of episodes, we can jump right into episode 2.
Rebirth. We open on a huge skyship flying to their temple. The last time?
Yeah, there's a last time.
The last time was all about, was it about the Zaheer's escape, pretty much?
After 170 years, new Airbenders are appearing. Actually, new Benders are appearing, including Boomy and this mysterious Zaheer, who escaped using his newfound powers. Korra is also exiled and is going to find all the new Airbenders. But will she and Tenzin be able to bring back the Air Nation?
Ooh.
That's an important thing that you kids need to understand.
Yeah, and this is when we cut to a massive skyship flying in the air to Air Temple Island.
With Asami driving.
Yep, Asami says it is a Future Industries new design. It looks really, really cool. It's freaking enormous.
And she also mentions a place that they're going to.
Yeah, Ba Sing Se. They say it's the largest, country, I think, technically largest city or whatever. Yeah. But yeah, they say we got to go to Ba Sing Se because they will have airbenders there, and on the way we will stop and see any reports of it.
There is no war in Ba Sing Se.
There is no war. Oh boy. Well, we'll get to Ba Sing Se in a minute.
Anyway,
the air kids are trying to hop on.
Yeah, everyone's like, "Yep, we're gonna go." Except for Kaya and Pema, and of course, all the kids are like...
Yeah, they're ready to get on. Like, hey, we're going to go. And they're like, hey, why can't we go? They're all upset. And Baby Rohan throws up on Kaya. Very cute. But, the kids aren't allowed to go. And he says, you have to stay here and watch all the airbenders who come. And you have to, greet them and all that.
I think this is when we find out that Mila wants an army.
Oh, yeah. No, he said he wanted an army last season. Oh, yeah. He, restates it again, saying, he really wants an army.
He's like being all drill sergeant-y and stuff. But then, of course, Mako appears, and once again is being super awkward.
Super awkward and very formal, and everyone's just like, what's your deal, dude? And he comes with the lead. He has leads on airbenders all over the world.
Yep, and then, of course, Korra's like, you could join us. I mean, Team Avatar is not the same without you.
Yeah, he had maps and reports, and he's still hesitant.
And Mako's like, no, ma'am, I must do police business.
Yep, and they're like, come on, man. He's like, oh, finally.
And finally, Korra's like, look, I get it. We've had some very strange things happen between us, but, I mean, come on. You're still a part of us. We're still friends. But Mako still refuse. And, of course, Korra and Bolin are sad about this. Because, dude, brother's got to have a brother, man.
Yeah. He just leaves and Tenzin says to Pema, he's going to send word from the Northern Air Temple. I'm not trying to remember which one the Northern one was.
Wasn't the Northern one where the airships were?
Where they built them?
Yeah.
And was that the Upside Down? That was the Upside Down one. Was that the one where you met Guru Batik? Well, that was the Western one. I forgot whatever. We'll never figure it out.
North, South, East, West, Air Temple.
It has to be the one near the Earth Kingdom, presumably, but whatever. We'll figure that out when we get there.
But anyway, Padma and Tenzin have a very cute
We find
moment.
out only Jinora, this is when we find out that only Jinora is going, and the other kids are upset about that. But
it was like, no fair.
Kaya says that they are here to be teachers, and Milo, this is when he's like, I'll get those maggots and bow to me.
Yep, I love it.
Oh boy.
Dude, I hope he knows that they're not flying lemur monkeys.
Well, for him they will be. He will have his army. Bolin.
Okay, yep, and now we get bro talk.
Yeah,
Bolin comes over and he's like,
Mako.
hey, bro. It's like, you know, and he's like, Mako's like, dude, I already know and I already refuse. And I can't leave Republic City, especially with my job and new life. And, of course, Bolin was like, oh, yeah, like sleeping under your desk.
Yeah, Mako feels that he's drifting away from the main group, which is true. And he's just like, I don't know, man. He's like, well, we learned that their dad was from Ba Sing Se.
And, of course, sorry, I have to put this because I put this in my notes.
Of course.
Bolin pulls one of these. Yeah, we have to go to Ba Sing Se where Dad is. What if we meet our grandmother for the first time and she's all, "Where's my sweet Mako?" And then I have to tell her, sorry. I mean, he had important police paperwork to fill out, and she's like, "No, not Mako. Oh, I can't live on." And then she dies. I'm like, I had to pause the episode because I was laughing way too hard. I'm like, dude,
fantastic.
Bolin, what just happened? You literally just blamed Mako for killing your grandma. And of course, Mako's just like, okay, fine,
yeah, he
I get
finally
it.
decides and says, fine, I will go. I'm going to go tell Lin. This is when we finally see the inside of the ship, and it's enormous. It looks like, I'm about to say, you're playing Final Fantasy 14, right?
Somewhat, yeah.
Have you gotten to the Final Fantasy Tactics tie-in missions?
Not yet, but...
Okay, this is like a huge airship that looks exactly like this one on the inside.
Oh,
it's
really?
Huge and lavish and looks like it could fit a whole group of people in it. It looks fantastically cool. But yeah, it was very ornate and very cool looking. It's huge and awesome.
And of course...
Mako lays out the map, right?
Yep, lays out the map and he's like, yeah. Oh, and actually, before the airship leaves, we find out that, Naga and Ugi are just like, bleh, with their tongue sticking out because Naga's joining too.
Yeah, they're all on there. They are very hyped to bring back Airbenders after nearly 200 years.
Yep, but now the plan. Mako
lays out the map.
Yeah, Mako lays out the map and he's like, yes, Ba Sing Se is the biggest city.
Yep.
And we have heard about Airbenders. However, there are these few cities here that have also been reporting that they have new Airbenders as well. So let's hit these up before we actually get to Ba Sing Se.
Yep.
And of course, Korra's excited about this because
yeah.
This is her first time going to the Earth Kingdom.
Yeah, first time actually traveling.
Yeah, that's right. It is still called the Earth Kingdom, by the way.
It's still a kingdom. Yeah,
yeah I know. It's weird.
Still a kingdom. Only Republic City is an actual republic with an elected president. Everything else is probably there's still a Fire Lord.
Yeah, that's right. It's still the Fire Nation. And it's still the. And the water tribes are still
their
tribes.
Chiefs. Yeah, they still have their chiefs.
So wait. So that means the Air Nation is
They're
Republic?
nomads. We'll get to the nomad bit in a bit.
Anyway.
Before that,
we get
everyone shut the heck up. Shut the heck up. Everyone shut up. This is the best thing in the series.
Oh, dude.
Series. Dude. And it has not...
Dude, way ahead of you, buddy.
Yeah, dude,
way ahead of you.
Dude, you don't even know yet.
I know. Okay. I know why this is the best ever.
Yeah, we cut to a wooden prison in the middle of a sea.
Where, guess what?
We see
White Lotuses are.
Yep. We see a buff, long-haired tattoo dude working out in the wooden cell as a speedboat just pulls up on next to it.
And it's none other than Zaheer.
Zaheer! He jumps off, takes out all of the guards with his airbending once again.
And of course, he just drops a few stones.
3 pebbles, yep.
Yep, just drops a few pebbles in, and the guy, the tattooed man, smirks.
Yep.
And he starts bending the stones. And I know what you're probably thinking. Oh, he's going to use them to cut, he's going to use the stones to cut through the bark. Yeah. But here's the thing about these stones. They start spinning around.
Yep.
And they start flattening as if they were heating up. And then they start, turning into lava blades.
Yeah, they are. It's a lava shuriken.
Dude.
Yeah.
We have finally hit one of the best things that an earthbender could do. You thought metal bending was amazing, which it was because
it's very cool.
Because Toph invented it. But no, we get our first ever lava bender.
Yes,
he cuts through
lava bender.
Yes, he cuts through those wooden bars easily because it's lava.
Yeah.
And oh my goodness, Zaheer and this guy, who we find out his name is Gazan. Is
I will say he sends that lava shuriken at guards, definitely murdering them.
Oh yeah, there is death. Obviously not on screen because this is still for kids.
He bro fives Zaheer, just like, bro, yeah.
Yeah, they're both just like, yeah, and Zaheer's like, hey, he's like, hey, Zaheer, buddy, how did you airbend? He's like, got great convergence. He's like, oh, sweet. Yeah. So what are we gonna do? He's like, hey, we got two of us. Let's get the rest of the band together.
Yeah, he also says he feels that his powers are a sign his path is righteous. And I was just like, oof. That's a bad
trust
dude.
me, that was what I did too.
That's a bad dude.
But now,
yep,
after that amazing thing.
Yeah, I was so hyped for finally getting Gazan. Because, well, I can't say how far it's going to go yet, but like when we were arguing with Ed all the time about which bending, we're like, I'm trying to restrain from like what Gazan is going to be capable of this season. You'll see. It's great.
Oh, lava bending.
But back to the airship landing in a rocky little village.
Yep, the first Earth village.
Yep, and we see an eager leader greeting them like, the Airbender's name is Kuan.
Yeah, Kuan is the talk of the town.
Yeah, and they are very excited, and it's just, he's like a middle-aged farmer with a big, huge family. It's very nice. But yeah, the leader's very like, Avatar, we're so glad to meet you. We're so happy. He's just very, like, very nice.
Yeah, and then of course, he's like, hey, come join us at this feast.
Yeah.
And then of course, they all get to meet Kuan and his family.
Yeah.
And, like Matt said, he's a farmer. They're a farming family, and they're very humble.
Yeah, and he's like airbends a little piece of pie at Bolin, accidentally hitting him in the face, and Pabu steals it. It's a very cute scene.
Right, and of course, Tenzin's like, talking about, this means you can come, we're trying to gather airbenders so that you can become part of the air nomads and live your life and, live your life in seclusion and all that
he's trying to explain to him how, important the powers are.
Now, this farmer very rationally says, no, I don't want to be an air nomad. I want to be able to use my bending to help out with the farm.
Yeah, I'm a farmer, and I've always been a farmer, and I can't leave my family. Why is the bald man trying to take daddy away? The kid's saying.
Pretty much.
It's a very dramatic scene. And he's like, no, come on, this is very important. He's like, I want to remain here as a farmer. I'm not going to do all that.
Tenzin starts getting slightly pushy, but the farmer pushes back, and ultimately having them leave his house.
Yeah, he just asks everyone to leave, and it's very sad. Back on the ship, Korra and gang commiserate, like, oh boy, okay, that didn't go great. So what are we supposed to do? Like, with people who have lives, it's going to be really difficult.
And Korra, no. Bolin's like, dude, we could just kidnap them. And Tenzin's like, no, they have to be able to come on their own free will.
Oh, yeah, that's very funny because he's like, why don't we just throw them in a sack and then the Boo's like, that's how they made me join the armed forces. I was just like, that's great.
Yes. And then of course it's like, no, they have to be able to come on their own free will. Enter a montage.
Yeah, we got a cute little, I would say, One Piece-like thing of them, their ship just over a huge map going from spot to spot with them all looking happy and then, hitting a spot saying, your son, you'll get tattoos all over, just like me. And it's like, this gets the door slammed in his face and then they keep seeing the ship and everyone's slightly more upset.
No worldly possessions and an all-vegetarian diet.
Yeah, this big guy who's, eating meat, a big stick of meat, and he's just like, all-vegetarian diet, and then just slams it in his face. It's very funny because as the ship goes, it keeps getting sadder and sadder and more depressing. We're like, God, what are we supposed to do?
But then it's that was Tenzin's.
Yeah, also the fashion lady, he was just like, you get to wear these ancient air robes, and she just slams it on his face, dude. It's just great.
And then of course it's Korra's turn now because Tenzin tried and failed.
Yeah,
Korra's turn.
Oh, Bolin is feeling it's the worst, so he's really like, oh, this is really bad. And Boomy says, hey, you guys still have me, and everyone's just like, oh, come on.
You still have me, and everyone's just like, Yeah. And then we get to Korra, who gets to meet this motherly woman.
It says it's time to get tough.
Yep.
Korra says, yeah.
And she, who talks to a mother who has her son, who's living in her basement.
Yep, at 22.
Still
trying to figure his life out, man.
And, oh my goodness, this guy is angsty, emo.
I would say he's very millennial.
And of course, Korra does
he's the bad stereotype of what a millennial would be.
Yep. And then of course, Korra has you have your responsibility to help the world out. With the mom being pushy as well, yes, go and join. And the guy's like, I don't wanna. I mean, I didn't ask to be. I didn't ask to be an Airbender. Korra's like, I didn't ask to be the Avatar, and look at me now. And this guy is super difficult.
Yeah, he's like, I don't care. So what? You're dumb. I don't want to do it. And Korra just kicks his butt and says, like, you have.
Well, tries to kick his butt, but Mako and Bolin stop her.
Yeah, oh yeah, she's like ready to get. She like tries to grab me to like Airbenders out of his clothes by accident. And it's just a very lengthy back and forth argument of them. Him being apathetic about being an Airbender, and it's just like really funny scene of just him being terrible.
And then of course, as she's like getting super aggressive and like being super like Bolin, Mako pull her out, literally pull her out.
Yeah.
And the mom is just displeased at her son.
Yeah, she hits him in the head like, oh, you dummy. And I'm like, that's when we cut to Steel Desert Prison. In a volcano also. It's made of metal. It's also in a desert and it's in a volcano.
Oh, and by the way, do we need to mention that there's more White Lotuses?
Yeah. We see a gaunt and there is congenitally armless, long-haired woman.
Yeah, well, all we see is the long hair.
Yeah.
We don't really
No,
see
you see that she does her arms end up like slightly below the shoulder.
Oh, I actually never noticed that at the beginning.
It's very
anyway,
quick, yeah.
but yeah. And so of course we find out that she has no arms because Zaheer and Gazan appear.
Gazan.
And they is it Gazan?
Gazan.
Or is it
That's how you pronounce it, Gazan.
Gazan. Okay. They appear and they open a barrel of water. And
Zaheer throws it. Gazan just like shoots another lava
shuriken. Whatever, and then the water starts falling down, and this lady bends without using obviously without using arms yeah. And creates tentacly like arms from the water and uses them as if they were her own arms.
Yeah, Ming-Hua joins the gang.
Wait, Ming-Hua or Ming-Hua?
Ming-Hua.
Yeah, Ming-Hua.
Yeah, Ming-Hua.
And of course, she's just like, never thought I'd actually meet you guys here. And of course, Zaheer's like, yeah, trust me, and we're not done yet. We've got one more lady to get to.
Yeah, she says to him, Zaheer, you didn't get Zaheer's girlfriend yet?
Yep.
And they say that she's next.
Oh, boy. So head count. We have philosophical man who seems more deadly than he is, and now is more deadly because he's got newfound airbending abilities.
Oh, yeah.
We have the best one, the lava bender.
Yeah, a lava bender. And
we have a water bender who apparently can bend with her mind because she doesn't have the arms to do it.
Yeah,
literally.
She also, they are like hugely prehensile tentacles that she can use to lift herself, throw herself, pick up stuff. She's like really very agile with them in this. Yeah, it's very, very cool.
Ooh. Now I'm afraid to know what the fourth one's about.
Well, shush, don't ponder it yet.
Before I even get a chance of pondering this, we go back to the Team Air recruitment.
Yeah.
And they're confused as to what to do. Because, people aren't willing to give up their lives to become air nomads.
Yeah, they're saying, maybe we should just go straight to Ba Sing Se. They're not sure yet.
But Bolin has an idea. Actually, no. Boomy has an idea first.
Yep.
Because Boomy says, why not give them the old razzle dazzle? And of course, Bolin's like, yeah, we could do a street show. Yep. Well, Boomy was gonna actually cover Tenzin's robes in sequins, but he likes Bolin's idea better.
Well, Korra and Tenzin are kind of reluctant, but they agree. They're like, okay, sure, what do you have in mind? We see Bolin back in his stash and crazy, carnival barker costume again.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. And so, with all this, they're talking about how amazing... Bolin is talking about how airbenders are fascinating.
Yeah.
And, of course, they have to be on the lookout, everyone in this town, because there's an...
before that, he says, they're great, they're wonderful. He's hyping up Tenzin, and then Tenzin finally takes off his robes and reveals how absolutely yoked and buff and brolic
goodness, right?
Tenzin actually is.
Yeah, we finally get to see what's under the robe, and he's got some guns.
Yeah, he's swole as heck, and it's like, whoa, did not know Tenzin was built like that. That's crazy. And then he just puts on a dope airbending show, flying around in his robes, airbending stuff, showing off, and he says, well, there's a dangerous escaped criminal, everybody, and Mako shows up, a crazy firebenders escaped, and then he kind of walks out of the crowd saying,
I'm the one, and stuff.
Yeah, and then Tenzin takes him down, and he acts...
Korra as well.
No, before that, he acts very poorly. He's like, oh no, he took me down. And then Korra's also like, I'm also an airbender. She air tornadoes him up into the air just to mess with them.
And then, of course, everyone's like, that was an amazing show. They all leave.
And also, Asami's also laughing with her at his expense.
And then, of course, it's like, yeah, that was a great show. And all the people leave, except for a boy.
Oh, you're right. Also, Oogie and Janora also join the show.
Are they?
But the town only has... They say, oh, well, come on, Airbenders. Yeah, but before that, you're like, come on, yeah, show the Oogie and Janora, they're all Airbenders are great. It's like, oh, okay, that's great. And everyone kind of disperses after that when they say,
they just up and leave, except for a boy.
Yep.
Who calls himself Kai. And he's like, hey, I'm an Airbender too. I'll join you guys. Yeah, let's go.
Tenzin's like, I gotta talk to your parents first, and he says he's an orphan.
Yep, he's an orphan who's getting chased by outlaws.
Yeah, they killed his parents.
Yep. And of course, well, they're like, all right, get on up here.
Bolin Axel's like, yeah, he's like, I'm gonna be your big bro. I have a sad story just like you. Oh god, it's like really funny.
And speaking of which, the outlaws appear.
A big bike gang.
Yep, a big old bike gang. And Korra goes to fend them off. And she's like, yeah, you outlaws get out of here now. And the head of the this gang biker gang is like, what are you talking about? We're police officers.
Yeah, I'm the sheriff and these are my deputies and that Kai is a thief.
And of course, Mako, who has been very skeptical about Kai from the beginning, picks him up by the scruff and says, hey, look, I got this kid right here. Yep. He tried to run away.
Yeah, we find out that he was robbed a family, and the police, the family took him in finally.
Yep.
Because he was a street rat or whatever. And then he robbed the family, and the police are after him. They're going to take him to jail because they don't have kids' prisons here.
Yep. And so Korra's like, wait, I have an idea. Here, how about you take this, gives him the bag of the stuff that was stolen, and we'll just keep the child here.
Tenzin does not want a liar and a thief on, but Korra convinces him.
Yeah, Korra convinces him, and we all know about Juan. And of course, the police are like, whatever, just so long as we get this back.
Yeah.
Do what you want with the kid.
As he's getting on, Janora has a very cutesy, flirty scene with him.
So much Oogie.
But Mako says, I have my eye on you, you little crap, because I was also a criminal.
I thought you were going to say rat.
Yeah, street rats.
And then...
I was a kid criminal too, and he's just like, whatever, man.
But then we go back to that volcano cage.
Yeah.
And
the White Lotus guards talking
to Fire Lord...
No, he's not the Fire Lord.
Zuko. He's Fire Lord.
He is no longer the Fire Lord.
He looks like a Fire Lord.
Oh, yeah, he does. But he's no longer the Fire Lord.
But I swear they called him Fire Lord.
Oh, they said the Fire Lord and my grandfather. that's what what's the name said back in the day.
Well, no, I know, but I honestly...
Iroh Jr.? General.
No, I'm talking about in this scene.
Yeah.
I swear the White Lotus call him Fire Lord Zuko.
Or maybe like president when you're always the president after your reign's over, but he's not the Fire Lord right now.
Well, either way, long story short, it's Zuko.
Yeah, Zuko!
Zuko is here. And
he is worried what they could do.
Oh, yeah. Zuko is like, okay, so let me get this straight. You guys couldn't stop Zaheer, who apparently has fire, who apparently can airbend now, and he's now coming over to get his gang back together.
Yep.
Oh boy.
He said one of them could take down any group of benders, and all three of them they could take down the world, and they are a real threat.
Yeah, and so he's like, all right, and obviously they're going to. Is it the north or the south?
Northern Water Tribe.
Yeah, they're going to the Northern Water Tribe, and guarantees that should they be able to succeed in freeing this last one, this world is in danger.
Oh yeah.
So he walks over to his dragon.
Yeah, he says Lin must warn the Avatar.
Yeah, he's like, as he's walking to his dragon, he's like, Lin's got to make sure she warns the Avatar. Yeah. I'm going to go to the North Pole and see if I can, put a header on this.
Yep, and that is when the episode ends. Woo, boy. Yeah, the team's almost back together, and Zuko is still alive, everybody.
I was excited to actually see Zuko.
Yeah.
Just, him being crazy cool. Even though he hasn't firebend at all yet in this series, he's back, and I am happy about this.
Yeah. Also, not to spoil anything, but the reason I pointed that out because General Iroh, the one who's the young one, said that the Fire Lord and my grandfather Zuko saying like there's two different people because later you will meet the Fire Lord. That's all I will say.
But
yeah,
before we meet the Fire Lord, how about we meet episode 3?
I was about to say before that, you're not gonna more mid-episode talk.
Oh my goodness! Yes, you're right. I'm sorry. Like I'm in that sort of state where I'm super excited. All this crazy things happen. First off, I am very proud of this series right now because they gave a lady who has no arms the ability to be
congenitally armless. I believe is the term.
Is that
when you're born without the limbs, yes.
Oh, see, that's something I never even knew about this lady.
Yeah.
I thought something happened to her where she just had no arms.
No. Yeah, she was born that way.
But anyway, they actually gave someone with a physical disability the ability to be crazy good with what she does.
Really good bender. It's really impressive.
Dude, oh my goodness! When I saw what she was doing, I'm just like sitting here like, what?
Yeah.
A burn?
And then also
true story. But oh my goodness! And then I mean, I'm
Gazan.
sorry, but I have to give Team Avatar a point of negativity here.
Why?
They're allowed to let people live as they want to. Just have them go to Air Temple Island to learn how to control their power.
But it's like this is an unprecedentedly crazy thing to have happen. That all these Airbenders are back, and he wants to. Yeah, he's going about it the absolutely wrong way.
Definitely.
But he should be like trying to cultivate just like a communication system or something like that. Because they're not going to want to become monks. They shouldn't need to become monks because that's like saying the foggy swamp Hicks should be like taken out of the swamp and forced to go to an icy tribe because that's where the other waterbenders are.
Right.
They should be able to establish their own like society and community wherever they are currently.
Right.
Even though it will be detrimental to the old ways of the Airbenders. But still, it's a very complicated thing, but it's very deep and important. And I'm glad they actually showed there's dozens of Airbenders out there now who aren't going to be monks, and it's like
right, yeah, they're finally doing like a modern age kind of air bender kind of thing. Oh my goodness, so many things. And
also,
now...
Yeah, I'm thinking also in my head, I don't think Aang would have been doing what Tenzin's doing. I don't think Aang would have been you gotta become monks and do all this stuff.
No, he wouldn't have.
He absolutely wouldn't have.
Well, if he wanted to try... Well, no, actually...
I don't think he would be pressuring them to do anything he didn't want to do.
He would try to, but he also had Katara, who was the voice of reason.
Yeah, he also be a lot less aggressive than Tenzin was about it, and poorly explaining himself your son will get tattoos.
Very true, very
large
true.
man eating meat, you'll be able to only eat vegetables. It's he would have been more, I guess he would have been a little bit better, but Tenzin's super excited, and I feel bad for him, because this is
I know.
Yeah.
But dude, not gonna lie. Swole Tenzin.
Yeah, dude, seeing him buff was dope as heck. I was like, whoa, dude, I forgot about that watching it this time. I was like, oh man, I totally forgot.
It's just like, oh.
He's actually built, you can't tell because he's wearing robes all the time, but that dude's freaking yoked.
Now, before we meet the Fire Lord, let's meet episode 3. The Earth Queen. Wait, I'm sorry. Did we read that right?
Yeah.
Earth Queen?
There's no way her dad would be alive still.
Well, no. That's not the point. The point was, it's a queen now, not a king?
Yeah. How does that blow your mind?
I'm just trying to be silly, to be honest. But yes, we get, once again, good old Shiro telling us that the Air Nation has its first recruit, Kai. And meanwhile, Zuko is going to find the convict. Korra and company are going to Ba Sing Se, unaware of the danger.
Yeah, we open on the airship over a beautiful field.
And of course, Boomy and Kai are trying to learn airbending.
They're practicing, practicing with Jinora, teaching them, giving them pointers. It's a very cool scene, and Boomy's just like, "Oh, okay, kid, I'm gonna put up your fists. I'm gonna beat you up, kid."
And of course, Kai goes one jump ahead of the hitman.
A little street rat jumps over, and bumps him off. It's really funny.
And then of course, Jinora gets all cute and I have a crush on this woman.
Jinora and him are all flirty still, and Boomy's like, "Where's my wallet?" Kai has it.
But now we actually get to see Ba Sing Se, which we learn is ran by, like I said before, a queen this time.
Yeah, Korra is very excited to see the Earth capital.
Yep.
But Tenzin says that the queen is demanding.
Yeah, that's one way of putting it.
Yeah, Bolin freaks out because it's their dad's hometown.
But they get to the walls, and they get to the lower ring, which apparently is so
Slummy.
So stinky that they can smell all the way from up there.
Yeah, it's very, very slummy. And it says, well, wasn't this slummy when... I say, it wasn't this slummy when Aang was here. It wasn't this bad.
No, it wasn't.
The gang visit, they also... it looks like anime, like semi-futuristic anime ghetto, like Tokyo 3 in Evangelion, or like the Kill la Kill city, like the lower parts of the Kill la Kill city. It's very stacked and very like, signs everywhere, and it's very, very anime looking. It's very cool.
And then we get to
the middle rung.
Well, right, we get to see the middle rung, which
kind of looks,
very more. But then we get to where our group is going. The upper ring.
The upper ring, and it looks great. There are tons of airships there too.
Yeah, they do. And, of course, when they land, they get to meet Grand Secretariat Gun.
Gun?
Is it Gun?
They say Gun. It's spelled Gun.
Yeah, I know, but still, his name is Gun.
Yeah, I would look up people's Gun or Gun or something. It's Gun. G-U-N, Gun.
I'm very bad at pronouncing some of the other names that aren't important.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, so Gun is like, oh, we are very honored to meet you, and sees Naga and Pabu, and is like, the Queen does not like animals.
The Queen hates animals. Get them out of here. They're allowed to stay if they don't leave the thing. They're like, okay, just get them out of the site.
and then as Korra's walking with the Secretariat and everyone else, the Secretariat lets her know that there are literally rules for meeting the Queen, rules on top of those rules to meet the Queen, and rules on top of those rules on top of those rules.
Yep, the Queen she is very strict about greeting laws.
Very strict.
And even tells them that they are not to eat anything as well. Kai can't help himself and is already aiming to rob rich people.
Yep. And but then of course they get to their house,
the guest quarter they're allowed to stay in. Yeah.
Yep. And of course the Secretariat's like, hide the animals.
Yeah, and while Korra is getting ready to meet the Queen, she is introduced having Daily guards still, somehow.
Oh, yeah.
When they meet the Queen.
Speaking of which, the Daily are still a thing.
They're still a thing.
How did I put this? Oh, yeah. So Korra goes to meet the Queen, and the Queen is just a real piece of work that
yeah, she's pretty demanding, I'd say.
She is
yelling at some topiarists.
Well, she is making what could be a garden.
I think this is a topiary, right? They're like
they're like in her backyard, and they're like doing like some kind of Zen garden looking thing. Mm-hmm. And of course, one guy like with like a fountain and all that stuff, and Korra's like, "Hey, how's it going?" But before she even gets to the Queen, before Korra gets to say anything, the Queen raves, rants and raves. I forget what happens. Like, one of the workers did something. She's just like, "You're fired."
Yeah, she's like, "What are you doing? You're doing it all wrong." I think they're doing topiary, like cutting in a bush into like an animal shape. And she's like, "You're doing it wrong." And then like, just like, get him out of here. And then Daily just take that guy away. And then the Northbender just flips it over and destroys the bush.
Yeah, pretty much. But then Korra goes over to talk to the Queen and be like, I have a favor.
Yeah. Also, I was going to say the Queen is dressed in very traditionally wealthy Chinese garb. She has like a very decorative outfit.
Very, yeah. I mean, then again, a name like Ba Sing Se.
Yeah.
But anyway,
she is very well. She said, "Like, come on, I need your help." And the Queen is very upset because Zuko and Aang
tried to, as she would say, stole their land while taking advantage of her father's weakness.
Yep, and I will say, that is the comic where they founded the Republic City from the Earth Kingdom fire colonies.
Yep,
which is that's it. It technically was Earthbender territory.
Yeah, and she actually mentions that too. She mentions that Republic City is the United Republic is in Earth territory, and her kingdom is under attack constantly, and people are refusing to pay their taxes.
Yeah,
because rich people need to worry about that.
I was gonna say, just not to get in any stance specifically with the whole China thing, but this is very specifically the situation with Hong Kong and China as of now, with Hong Kong being an independent thing from China. Is literally what the Republic City business is about. And
by the way, this is actually because in my notes, this is when she again is a real piece of work because the shrubbery guy is making the wrong animal. Yeah. It was supposed to be an eel swan, not a turtle duck.
Yeah. She's great.
Oh, she is just a real piece of work.
She brings up the bandits and taxes like it's a game side quest. I said in my notes.
Not yet.
She brings it up. Doesn't give them the mission, but she brings them up with those bandits and the taxes, and it's just like the mission.
Right. But then we get back to the house where everyone finally notices that Kai's not there.
Where's Kai? And Mako's just like, he ran away. But Janora's like, like, we should find him. We should don't be mean about him.
And of course, as that's being established,
and Bolin and Tenzin are also like, yeah, find him. Don't be angry.
Yeah, Bolin's like, I gotta find my brother.
Yep.
Of course, we go back to the queen, who's still working on that garden.
And
so Korra finally is like, hey, look, Airbenders in Ba Sing Se. And of course, the queen's like, how do you know this?
Yeah, it's like, they're everywhere. That's how I know this. And
of course, she's like, well, perhaps I can give you this information if you do me a favor. So, long story short, these bandits have been stealing her like the queen's money, from a treasury,
tax money in a vault, and she needs them to help her get it back.
And of course, Korra agrees after the queen gives a very suspicious-looking look.
Yeah, just like yes. Mako
and Bolin
spots Kai scamming rich people out of their money with airbending.
Yep, we're talking like airbends them, and as he walks over to be like, "Oh, hey, let me help you," he like pockets a few, and by a few I mean a lot of money.
Oh yeah. And they also have a very high-speed chase through the streets.
To a train station.
Yeah, we see many familiar Ba Sing Se sights from the episodes with Aang and the gang back in the day.
But you know what we don't see?
What?
We don't see a cabbage cart.
I about to say we don't see the haiku ladies.
Oh, we don't see the haiku ladies either, but we don't see the cabbage cart.
Was Cabbage Guy there?
No, Cabbage Guy was not there.
Well, no, I mean before.
Oh, in Ba Sing Se?
Was he in Ba Sing Se? I remember he was in Boomy's city.
Oh, see, I always get those two confused.
That was his first appearance. Like,
that was Omashu. Wait,
yeah.
Dude, Cabbage Guy was everywhere in the first.
Hell, I know, yeah, he was a couple of them.
Even in the comics, he was everywhere.
Yeah, you're right. And then his descendant gets freaking arrested, and the company's destroyed.
Yeah, Cabbage Corps apparently. Which we never hear anything about Cabbage Corps anymore.
Well, they're probably shut down. Who knows?
Anyway, but we get to like
the high-speed chase of
going to the train station where Kai actually gets to go one way, and Bolin and them get to go the other way.
He tricks them into getting stuck on the train while he escapes, and they are stuck going downtown.
Yep, and by downtown we mean the lower ring.
Yep, Mako is pissed at Bolin for getting them tricked and babying Kai so much. She's like, "Oh, it's all your fault. That little brat tricked you."
And then, of course, as Mako and Bolin get to the lower ring, they find out they can't go back to the upper ring without passports and stuff.
And they don't have any money because Kai stole their money.
Yep, and they have nothing. So they are literally stuck in the lower ring.
A Dai Li agent makes Mako not want to try anything. Because he's about to say something to the guy who wants tickets or whatever, but then the Dai Li are just sitting there like, "Oh, what's going on over here?" And they're like, "Okay, no.
Yep. Asami and Korra
Bolin, downside, you're stuck here. Upside, downside, you're stuck here. Upside, you can go to the bathroom wherever you want.
Right, and then of course, as literally like there's like a little short scene where Asami and Korra are gonna get the money.
Yeah, they're moving the airship, taking it off to the spot.
But then it has one of those interesting cuts where it goes back to Mako and Bolin talking about that whole thing you did, sleeping on the streets. Sleeping on the streets and stuff like that. And of course, they're like, "Hey, I wonder where that brat Kai is," and he's living it really well.
He has a bunch of servants and he has a bunch of money he stole. He's just living it up and just whatever, man.
So we go back to Bolin and Mako, talking about maybe stealing rotten fruit.
Yeah, Bolin wants to run one of their old scams because they don't have any money on them, but Mako's like, "Come on, man, that's dope. I want to steal. This old fruit's nasty and dirty."
And of course, some young buff guy who's running the stand is like, "Wait, you're thinking of stealing our..."
Greg Cripes, maybe?
What?
I think he might be voiced by Greg Cripes, who does
maybe.
Beast Boy.
Maybe I couldn't recognize.
Yeah,
but anyway, he's like,
nasty. He's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" Yeah.
He's like, "What are you doing? You planning on stealing our fruit?" He's like, "We were, but this is disgusting." Oh, you're saying it's not good enough to steal? Well, we don't know if we want to. You're gonna be stealers, and then they get chased down, and then there's another guy after they get tackled by the buff guy. Another guy looks down and he's like, "Wait. Bolin?
I was going to say,
Mako?
The store owner and he says, "I got them, Dad." The older man who's the store owner's father, both have very vague similarity to Bolin's appearance. They have this very thick eyebrows and hair similar to his.
And of course he calls them by name. He actually knows who they are.
Yeah.
Turns out that the young boy is, their cousin.
Yeah, and he says that's their uncle. And
their
dad's, we find out finally that their dad's name was San.
Yep, we do. But before we get any deeper into this,
oh yeah,
we go to the North Pole, Where is Zuko going to the North Pole? Where
Eska and Desna, the two chiefs of the North.
But Zuko made a stop at the South Pole.
Yeah,
because he's with Tonrock.
Yeah, Tonrock.
You were gonna say
Noatak? Yeah, no.
You were, or who knows? Maybe you were gonna say Nuktak.
Yeah, Nuktak,
Hero of the South.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Tonrock.
so Zuko and Tonrock go to, and they meet the rulers, Desna and Esna.
Eska.
I said Eska.
Eska and Desna.
Yeah, Eska and Desna. And of course, Zuko's like, hey, I know you have a secret prison in the Western Tundra. You two should probably join us.
And they're like, huh?
They're like, wait, we don't know about this. And of course, Desna's like, this would be more exciting than just sitting on our butts all day.
Yeah.
And so they both decide to go.
Yeah, back with Mako and Bolin meeting their family.
Their entire family.
They know,
and of course, they're kind of the cousins like all being a jerk, like, oh, you guys don't know what it's like living on the streets.
Yeah, they know all about their careers and that he's a mover star and the pro bending. It's really cool.
Yeah, and of course they don't know about them actually starting off on the streets.
Yeah, and we meet their grandmother Yin, who's just glad
everyone.
to meet them.
Even the grandmother, who's like, "Where's my Mako?" No, she's not like that. She's actually a really sweet old lady.
Yeah, but they had no clue that their father was. The family had no clue that their father had passed away.
Yep, because Grandma asks where the parents are. Oh boy.
Yep, and that's when I have to reveal. Well, did they reveal that?
No, not yet, because it cuts to Korra and
Asami hitting the treasury, and they see no guards, just. Some poor families hiding.
Well, that, and they do see like guards that are actually in the treasury,
bringing the stuff out,
bringing the goods out.
Yeah, but there's no guards like outside guarding it. And then a bunch of poor families are hiding as they load the money and a flare shot.
Yeah, a flare shot, and bandits appear. Now, we're not talking like any bandits. We're talking like these guys are literally dressed up like Mad Max.
My notes literally specifically say Mad Max thugs.
So do mine. These Mad Max Borderlands looking creeps.
Yeah.
But yeah, they want to pick a fight. They're like, hey, give us the money.
Asami gloves up. Korra says that she should have brought the others.
Yep. And of course, some fighting happens, and it's all really cool. Asami and Korra are doing amazing acts to fend off the
leader actually has like a skull face painted. They have a green mohawk. I can remember something like that.
I think he does have a mohawk.
Yeah. The leader keeps trash talking them, saying, "Oh, come on, little ladies, why don't you guys step aside?" They're just like, "Okay, let's whoop all their butts." And of course they do. They start whooping a lot of butt.
And then of course the bandits run away, and the leader's like, "You're on the wrong side of this."
Yeah.
And Korra's like, why do I have a feeling he's actually right about this?
Because the gold belongs to the people.
Yep. And of course she's like, Korra's like, why do I feel like he's right?
Yep.
But before we get any of that, we get to go to the prison where Eska and Desna, obviously from earlier, they were unaware about this prison.
Yeah.
And they're all they with Zuko and Tonrock are elevatoring down.
Yeah,
which we learn about.
She said, "I wish I knew about this prison. This would have been helpful."
Right, and which we learn about this fourth member of the party, Plea.
Okay,
it's Plea.
Zuko just tells the whole deal before we even see it.
Oh,
yeah.
But wait a minute. I have to do this.
Yeah.
Because her special ability is that she can firebend with her mind.
Yep, psychic firebender.
And of course, he mentions offhandedly about Sparky Boom Man.
Yep, I hired somebody with similar power to try to assassinate the Avatar.
It's amazing because after he says that, everyone is staring at him like, what the heck?
Yeah.
And of course he looks, he's like, it didn't work.
Yeah.
But I did. And Eska's like, don't worry. I tried to kill this current Avatar because she ruined my wedding day. So I can understand your position. Yeah, and Tonrock's like, can we just focus on this, please?
Let's just do this. The ice prison is so cold it is stopping her from properly firebending. Just like the...
just like the prison.
The prison. Yeah, but what was the name of the cell? The icebox, what do they call it?
Yeah, the icebox.
I think
it's...
Boiling Point was the name of the prison.
I think it was actually called the freezer.
The freezer?
Yeah, I think it was actually called the freezer. But either way,
Boiling Point.
Yep. It was so cold. And of course, Plea mentions that, for you guys to be here, that means Zaheer's free, huh?
Yeah, she said she hasn't had a visitor in 13 years.
Yep.
And she can feel Zaheer's out.
Oh, yes. And of course, we cut back to Bolin and Mako having a nice, thing. And Weiss,
they learned that their dad left after a fight with his father about running the business or going into the city.
Yep. And then, of course, Bolin and Mako's granddad was like, no, you need to run the fruit stand. And of course their dad's like, no, I have to see the world. And what did he do? He left and saw the world.
Yeah, you see a pic of him. They give the grandmother a pic of the father and mother with the 2 kids.
Yeah, which we actually get to see what they look like. And
the grandmother had the picture.
Yeah, the grandmother had the picture. And she also had a note, I believe, from the dad.
Yeah.
Like, telling him about how everything's actually going wonderfully and all that stuff.
And we also get to see the mom in Mako's scarf, which he, like, holds, and it's a very sad scene.
Yeah.
It's very, very
that's
cool.
right, Mako does give her the scarf.
Yeah. No. Mako has the scarf from his mother, and he, like, just holds it. Yeah, and then later he gives it.
And then he gives it to the grandmother.
Oh, yeah,
you should have this.
The grandmother, he gives it to her.
Man.
Korra, back with her, returns the money to the queen, and she still refuses to help.
Oh, no, it's not that. She just straight up says, "Oh, your reports were incorrect. Now get out of my castle."
Yeah, there aren't any. The Daily has said there's no Airbenders by, and she's like, "What are you talking about?"
Yep,
and she yells at her.
Korra is literally 110% done with this crap.
Yeah, she yells at the queen and says that she'll find them no matter what, and
leaves in a huff.
Yeah, leaves in a huff as Korra loves to doing.
Then we go back to Mako and Bolin.
Yeah,
talking more about the Avatar and how they mentioned that they're trying to find the Airbenders.
And that's when the family suddenly like goes real quiet.
And they go quiet because one of their neighbors started airbending. Yeah. But then the Dai Li just came and took him, and then he was never heard from again.
Yeah, and one of the cousins says they say that they're starting to experimenting on them or something. And that's when the grandma said, but very importantly, the grandmother has a moment where she says, "Don't say that about our glorious queen." Now, if you were like familiar with like footage of Kim Jong-il with North Korea, that's literally, they have like pictures of him in their house that they like bow to and stuff. I've seen like a documentary about it, and like they specifically did this exact very specific thing where they say, "Don't say that," then they turn when they like bow to whatever. I was like, oh, that is a very specific imagery that they're doing with the queen.
Oh yeah, and
that was really interesting. I was like, oh, that's really, that they should hit that note. That's really cool.
Yeah, but then we actually when
Mako
they
says
find
it's
out,
time to go.
Yeah, Mako's like, we gotta go.
Yeah,
and then Kai keeps doing his thing,
scamming people,
but he gets caught by Dai Li agents, and
same old moves, literally unchanged, with the glove handcuffs, which I still love from way back in the day.
all of that.
Another reason Airbending is the best.
Yep, he gets chased down, gets glove clamped,
glove handcuffed,
and all of a sudden he gets put into like this underground place with a whole bunch of others, and he goes, and one of the Dai Li agents mentions, "Yeah, well, welcome to the Queen's first ever airbending army. You've just been recruited."
Their airbending regiment.
Yep. And he's been recruited forcefully, obviously.
Yeah, for the Queen. Bum,
and that is where this episode ends.
Yeah, man.
Look, I knew
from a goof.
I knew that this was going to take a dark turn. Yeah, it has taken many dark turns.
Yeah.
But this one right here, dude, there's no other way for me to say it. This is getting way too real.
I love how messed up Ba Sing Se still is.
Oh my goodness!
And it's good to see like someone's actual a really exclusively purely good character like the King of Ba Sing Se having a horrible evil the descendant who absolutely just destroys the city all over again.
Gee, it's like if Azula actually took over.
No, it would have been great if Azula won. Everything would have been fixed and everything would have been great. But no, it's like, well, also Azula was the kid of a bad person and she was bad.
No. But here's the thing: comparatively, Ozai was good compared to her.
Yeah, she was crazy.
She was just evil.
She was literally crazy, but yeah, I like that the Queen is a horrible person. I like that the Dai Li are still 100% still in power and doing the exact same thing they were doing 70 years ago.
Did they just wait it out after?
I don't know if he even disbanded them after that. What happened? I barely remember.
He did actually disband them, but then something happened. Something apparently happened.
Well, yeah, when his daughter grew up, I'm curious. Like, I don't think they would have. I'm trying to think of age-wise. She wouldn't have been born yet when the comics were taking place. Because I know that when they were doing Republic City stuff, that they were dealing with the Earth King and all the separating and stuff. I doubt she would have been born by that point because like she looks about like close to Kaya, Lin, Boomy, and Tenzin's age-ish. Maybe a little bit older than them. So probably. If she would have been like a little kid in like the original series. That'd been hilarious. But yeah, she's a horrible, evil person, and it's like, whoa. And also, like, yeah, airbending regiment. Like, oh, that's... who? Of course they would do something like that. Somebody would collect people.
And I'm still very worried about Plea.
Plea? Oh, yeah.
Oh, no. You'd like to think I'm more worried about the Dai-Li. No, screw the Dai-Li.
The Dai-Li are always interesting, but, like, dude, it's about to go places. And
I bet.
I will say, like, whenever me and Ed get into shouting matches, Gazan is my go-to for why Earthbending is the single best.
Right?
He is going to mess stuff up, but you'll see. But, like, yeah, it's like, I'm so glad we finally getting to the season. Just these 3 episodes have been fantastically wonderful.
The first 3 episodes of season 3. Now look, I know I say this a lot, especially when I first started watching season 1, when I first started watching season 2.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness, I love this show so much.
It is the best. It's really goddamn good.
And it's getting even better. Now, with just these first 3 episodes,
yep.
I'm starting to understand why season 2 is actually looked upon as probably the worst season.
It was already that much more like intriguing than season 3 was,
right? It's just the first 3 episodes.
Yeah.
But then again, I mean, season 2 still had my interest.
It was enjoyable.
But now I'm seeing why.
Yeah. The little bit you know about, like, just like the history behind the Earth Queen and just what we've seen of Zaheer, they are both like already more interesting than I forget his name, Unalak.
Unavatu.
Yeah, Unavatu in general. Yeah, Vatu, whatever. Like, I'm not about to get this argument again, but like, yeah, Vatu I wasn't crazy about. Unalak was alright, kind of, but like, Zaheer
he just took a 180 turn, really.
Yeah, but like Zaheer's gang, which you don't know who they are yet, but like it's really already so much more fascinating and so much more intriguing, and I'm really loving the season. And I'm glad we finally got this episode recorded so we can watch the next couple of episodes.
Oh, finally!
Oh, so good.
But still, either way, but wow, I can't wait.
Yeah, now you can finally watch them. Now
finally,
yeah.
But anyway, we could just keep going on this.
Yeah,
but,
we would, so we gotta stop.
Yeah, we do. Now you have to stop me.
Oh, yeah. Because Korra's a great... So, yeah, I'm about to say, we will get back to you guys. This is a great... I'm loving this season, and I'm glad you're loving this season already.
Oh, my goodness.
It's gonna get much, much crazier.
Oh, it probably... Dude, it already is. I already know.
Yeah. Let's...
But, just so all of you know, I still don't have any plugs.
Mm-hmm.
But I know you have plugs.
Yep. Matthew Lewis Podcasts on YouTube and Patreon. Matthew Lewis P on Twitter. I don't even know, I said the wrong one last time. And then the Forgotten Minotaur King podcast, the audio drama, which I'm working on, I hope it's still going to this point. I'm not sure if I've taken a break or not, but it is going, and I love that story, so we can hit that up. Any possible future plans?
Perhaps. But right now, it's I know by the time this comes out, it's probably going to be like way past. But as of this point, Amazon is working me to the bone. So
okay, all right, well,
but either way, if something else should come up, I'll mention it. If not,
in the meantime, just take it sleazy.
You mean keep it sleazy?
No, take it sleazy.
Keep it.
Take it sleazy. See, we changed it, everybody. We changed the listeners. Only took us 18 episodes. We really changed the saying. It's take it sleazy now.
Yep, just keep it sleazy.
Take it sleazy. Bye. And now, a special word from friend of the show, Ed Babinchek, and his thoughts on Season 3.
Hey y'all, so this is Ed Babinchek, once again joining you, sort of, for the opening of Season 3 of Korra. Unfortunately, I'm not able to be here for the main recording, but as you all learned from the last Korra episode, I know what I'm talking about, so I wanted to share my thoughts on a little bit on these 3 episodes, and more so on the overall opening of Season 3 and everything. So, obviously, as I said in the Season 2 finale, Season 2 is one of the weakest, and I said this believe in the Season 1, I think Season 3 is the strongest season of all of them. And it's because of these villains that we get. You know, we start off with the change in the world from the end of Season 2. You know, the spirits now in the world, but now all of a sudden you're getting these changes, Season 3 title, of, you know, all of a sudden airbending's suddenly coming back to a bunch of random people. It's a great moment because you get airbending taught to these people who, again, similar to the Wand situation, you have these characters and these people getting airbending as a tool, but not as a part of themselves, and you get to go through a journey of people learning to use this tool as a part of themselves. And you get Zaheer, who, to not fully go into everything, Zaheer is a fantastic villain of just epic proportions, because not only is he the first example of an evil airbender for the most part, you get a bit of, you really get every single element involved here, because you meet Gazan and you see a darker side to earthbending. You get Pali and you get to re-see something that you don't end up seeing in firebending, and you get I always forget her name now, Ming-Hua for waterbending, and to see someone without arms do bending is fantastic. And you get each element a pure master with the strength that these four are literally able to take down just people that they should not, and armies that they shouldn't. And it's just fantastic to see. And you get to see a very different style from this series. Season 1 was about, again, Republic City, and Season 2, despite being in this other water tribe, had a focus. But you get a more freeing element in Season 3 because, again, you get Airbenders, and it does play through into what's been going on. And you get to explore other characters and concepts and see all the elements really evolve past their basic forms. You see, obviously, with Gazan, you see lava bending and earth bending. You get to see, you've seen a plenty recently in the first few seasons of water bending, but you see more fire bending, and obviously you get to see Zaheer and his air bending, and it's just a fantastic experience. And again, I'm sad that I don't get to be here, but you also get to start seeing, other forms of earthbending take form. And this season is just a fantastic exploration of individuals in a larger setting having major impact. And what's great about Season 3, just to summarize my final point here, is that you take what Season 2 did well and you bring that into Season 3, but everything that happens in Season 3 has a major impact in Season 4 in just one of the best ways. And it really, especially for Korra, brings out the best of her in a dark and twisted and kind of sick way. Again, I ain't gonna spoil nothing because it's just everything is so fantastic. But this is the best season, and it shows you, especially later on, that Season 3 was made with both the previous writings of Season 2 to help build upon it, and knowing what's going on in Season 4, it sets things up in the most fantastical of ways. So, very happy that we're starting Season 3 here, and hopefully I'll be able to join mid-season, but you'll definitely see me at finale because I could talk for at least 4 hours about what Season 3 of Legend of Korra is. So, with that, on to the show! Or, back to these guys.
We're going to put this at the end of the episode. Thanks.